Hi folks, this is Jacob. Today we're gonna do some CAD tutorials and we will do some beginner tutorials and try to do some jewelry, and we will try to do rings. Here I am at eBay and I've checked pretty much the cheapest ring I could find. This is a simple ring. You can choose some different metal: yellow gold plated, white gold plated, rose plated, gold plated, and you can get this good looking ring for around $1. This is one Australian dollar, so it's uh, you can get it for cheaper than a US dollar. And I will show you how to do this in Fusion 360. First we have to find the dimension. Here I've chosen ring size 7, and here we have a ring size chart. A use size of 7 is diameter of 0.603 inches or 17.35 millimeters. Uh, Sorry for my confusion. I have the US standards of 7 here, yeah. And if I choose a measurement, it should be 54 millimeters, and that was, yeah, here we have it. 7 should be 55.6. They're showing some different. Yeah, confusing. Yeah, we skipped that one and we go for this. And we have a 7 here. We go for 54 millimeters, and that should be the inner diameter of the ring. Okay, remember that, 54 millimeters. Yeah, and we will try to do this ring from eBay. And we will upload it. We will export it to a STL file, a mesh file, and upload it to shapeways and see how much will it cost with some similar materials if 3D printed. Yeah, and compare the prices and show it. It could be fun to have your own ring, your own custom ring, but it's sometimes the price is much more higher. But we will compare the prices and compare this. But first I will show you how to do this ring. We have the ring and it's some way thick and in the middle and stretched, so yeah, I will show you one way of doing it. I'm doing it already here in Fusion 360. I have chosen to have if this interface is flat, and then I have twisted so I get this rounded, and then I add a fillet here. This way is maybe not be the best way. Maybe I should edit the fillet, and so we have a key to yeah, so we have tangent, but it should be with that. If you go to inspect and zebra analysis and compare to this one, yeah, we see that the radius of the fillet I added to the side compares to the middle, it's not perfect. We have a lot of difference between that radius and the side radius, yeah. But I think it's a decent. This should be a beginner tool, and I will show you how to do this ring. We start with a new file, and if you're a beginner to 3D CAD and Fusion 360, here we have our main view, and we use often 2D sketches and project it in some kind of different functions to get our 3D models. But this time we will use, I am in the first model view, and I will change to the sculpt mode. Just click that button and we create a cylinder, shows our plane. This will be our top plane, and I click on the middle, and here we should have the inner diameter of a ring 54 millimeters. There, and then we have a cylindrical shell, and we look it from the side. This is far too much. If we check the dimension again, we have a band width of 4.5 millimeters, and the weight should be 3 grams. We don't have more dimension than that. We have a picture, of course, so we can see it that way, but I guess the dimension is 4.5, and we measure this. Click here, measure, and go that to that. Then we have the Y position of 27 millimeters, so we have to squeeze this one around 5 times. So if we select this and we click on the modify, then we can squeeze it in the Y direction here, and it should be around 5 times. It should be around this. And okay, then we can modify again and just move it so we have it there. Yeah, and we can measure it again. Now it should be around 4.5 millimeters. Oh, it wasn't really. We squeeze it some more. The modify button, select all everything, this icon here, and squeeze it. Okay. Modify again, and we just, so you know where we have it, around there, and we measure it. When you scroll your mouse wheel, if you have SolidWorks settings like I have, if you go to preference, I have pan, zoom and orbit shortcut SolidWorks. If it shows that one, then you have the same as I. Then you can use a mouse wheel forward, it will zoom out, and if you turn the mouse wheel in other direction, you will zoom in. Yeah. And we measure the new, and there it is, some kind of smaller, but we will accept that. Now we have, if you press down the middle mouse, you can rotate. Yeah. So we have this face. This is a T-spline body. We just go to these bodies, and you press Ctrl C, or you can choose here, right click, copy, and then we go to paste and just accept that. Now we have two faces completely the same. We click on the lamp and we hide the first one. No, so my strategy will be that we keep one of these and just squeeze it some kind of, yeah, I will show you what I mean. First of all, we can add symmetry 1 and 2, then we have a symmetry line between there, so if you do something here we will have it exactly on the other side. We can do different kind of types of like the simplest way is just to skip this and just take the middle and double click, then you have the whole ring, and you go to modify. You can actually just from the side we have these icons, and if you take this corner, you will scale it in that direction. I think that's the easiest way of doing it. It will be some kind of, it will be really, it doesn't look really good to do that. Yeah, so that was a bad decision. We don't do that. We undo here. It will be much nicer if you click on the one of the side, then you will get the other side selected because we have symmetry. Now we take and press down shift and double click. If you press one, then you have the whole ring, and now it will be not so sharp. We have a larger area. Then we do the same thing and just squeeze it some way like that. When we have some bulb surface and it looks really great, and just accept that. If we look here, now we have a small ring similar to that on eBay. If you look at the ring at eBay, I think that the inner might be twisted as well. I'm not sure, it's hard to see from these images. Maybe it is flat. I think it is maybe I don't. It probably is flat, so I think that's a good approximation to do. So now we have this finish form, and we check here. We have two bodies. So we have two. What should I say? Shapes, and not solid. So we have to connect them, and that you do in the patch. You can use, and you choose the stitch. It's like you're stitching the surface together to get a solid. So we choose that, and it's green, then it's green. We know that the tolerance is enough for stitching it together. Sometimes it's red, then you maybe, it will work if you change your geometry so it will fit the tolerance, or you can change the tolerance so it will stitch the shapes together. But here it's green, it's just okay. Then we see the icon is changed and we have one body. So this is solid. And if you see here, we have a sharp edge. So go back to the model and we add a radius. That's modify, fillet, and we click that edge, and we click on the other edge, and we can give it something like 0.4, and that's pretty heavy. And we can have a key to try a smoother, what do you say? Yeah, that it be smoother with the other radius. And if you should check if it is good, the radius, you can always go to inspect zebra brush, and you can see that if they are good, it should be not so much contrast. Like you see, this flat compared to other is completely the opposite. Here it is. It's not so bad. Yeah, I think that's nice. Yeah, you can always use the curvature combo also. Yeah, if we do it like that way. Oh no, it's the other direction. We have to do a split so we get a section. We skip that one. Here we have a ring. Hopefully in the pretty much the same dimensions we can compare the price for this ring. It seems thinner than this ring. I think this is much more fatter, but we will see. Maybe it should be more, yeah, maybe the dimension is completely wrong, I don't know. But if we check the properties, go to the body and properties, we have steel, and the mass is actually not 3 gram, but almost so very close. Let's see that I have psychical material, and we choose, yeah, I don't know actually what material it was. It was some kind of titanium steel ring. I don't think that is, what you say, yeah, it's of course not titanium, but it is some kind of cheap steel material. So we can take something here, some steel version, and assign it like that one, yeah. And we check the properties. Yeah, it's almost the same, so it will be a great test to compare prices, to do your own ring, because it's much more funner to do your own ring, of course, but it will be a lot expensive, I expect, compared to buy it on an auction, or maybe it's not an auction on eBay, but buy it on eBay from some retailer or something. Yeah. Then you should upload shapeways like this at 3D printing service. You have to convert your solid to a 3D print format, a mesh file, and we can take medium. We want it in a STL format or a mesh file, and we just click make and 3D print, and okay. Then we save to a STL file and ring. Standard shapeways size 7. Yeah. Yep. And then we go to shapeways. You have to create your account and like that and log in. Then you just choose upload, select file, and we have to go to and find the previous file, and I think I saved it in a shapeways something. There we have it, shapeways shops, and we have the ring standard shapeways size of 7. Open. Yeah, and upload. And shapeways software will check for, yeah, they will do some conversion and check if geometry is okay compared to different tolerances, if it would work to 3D print it. It looks really, really, really thin. So thin. And we have a material volume, we have a surface area, and we have a ring here. Yeah, it looks like completely different rings. Yeah. Yellow plate was expensive, but yeah, $1 for that. It's sad that I haven't the correct dimension, but I think I have made the ring too thin. But that is a good test, because now we have a really thin ring, and in the same time we can check, as you can see here, if you should choose plastic, it is this is euro, but if we allow to print it in plastic, this is just around the double price, and that's damn close. And we do it ourselves. That's cool. But I think our ring is less material, and plastic is of course cheaper than metal. But I think our ring is too thin to get allowed to print. And we see here we have some. This is not precious metal, not here and not on eBay, but we have stainless steel. Stainless steel is something similar to the one you got it created in eBay. So if you should take the stainless steel, it should be the factor like 7 times, and that's not much. But our ring is, I think it's thinner, so maybe a factor of 10 if it should be the same, and that's not very bad. I don't think so. This will take some time here, but yeah. Then you have the price if you do your own ring in Fusion 360 that you can download for free. You can use shapeways for free, and you can create your own ring, and You can actually do designs and sell your own rings. That's really cool. And you have learned the different workspaces of model, and you have the sculpt workspaces, and you have learned how to patch to get a solid. And that was my tutorial. Yeah, how to do a simple, the cheapest standard ring from eBay and do it yourself, upload the shapeways and compare the prices. And the prices wasn't so big. Yeah. Hope you like my tutorial and have a nice day. Bye bye. See you soon.